Alrighty, well, good morning. It is a rainy Thursday morning here, Thursday the 18th of November. And a couple quick things, because I slept here last night, worked till like 2 a.m., slept here. We'll kind of recap that and show what I'm about to do here in a second. It's like the start of Google's Black Friday sale, and I wanted to get a Nest doorbell and potentially the floodlight camera thing, but I don't know. I've been watching some videos on the Nest doorbell because that's like the main one. Because let me show you why I want a doorbell, specifically a video doorbell, because this is our door situation here, okay? And there's no like peephole. Maybe I could put a peephole in, but there's no peephole currently. And like this is hard. You can't really see out of this glass. Like I'm kind of short, so this is a little taller than me. But the other thing is that it's not even like a straight pane of glass. Like it's still tough to kind of see out of that. So I just figured, we have a doorbell out there currently. If we get a video doorbell, we have a bunch of other Google shit already. I think that would make a lot of sense. So that's why I'm interested in that. And they have a sale. It's like $50 off or something. I can't remember, but deals and shit. So I wanted to get that, but I want to understand it fully before I purchase that, because just I don't like returning stuff, so I want to make sure that it's the right thing for us. But that aside, I don't know if I'll do that this second. What I want to show here is if we pop into the living room here, I'm going to try to turn this light so it doesn't mess with us too much on the weird thing. I don't know if you've noticed that in some of the footage. It kind of like it flickers because must be a different frequency or something, and I'm not going to change that. So all this stuff needs to go, because we're gonna paint in here. We're moving pretty fast now. Last night I did this whole wall and everything, and it's gonna, we're moving and we're grooving. So there's some tools up here that I'm not gonna necessarily take downstairs. I'm just gonna kind of have to move around, I guess. But all of this stuff that's gonna stay in this house needs to move somewhere, and there's nowhere that's done. We need a, downstairs. It should have been downstairs from the get-go, but I guess I was lazy and just didn't take it down there. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna move this stuff down there, and I'm probably gonna get some food because I'm very hungry, because I only had one meal a long time ago yesterday. But that's our first plan of attack here today. Excuse me, sir. Sir? What in the hell are you doing? Oh. Hopefully it doesn't run in. What are you doing? Oh my God, oh, he's fast. He's fast. Dear God, I didn't even see him move. Where the hell did he go? All right, update time. Did a little bit, had some food, did a little bit more. Let's talk about it. All right, so the first thing, I don't think I mentioned this. I moved some of this stuff here. All of that is downstairs now, just in boxes. A little bit more room to work in here, which is good. Everything else here is pretty much tools or material, right? So either things that we're gonna use to do shit, or stuff that we're gonna put down, like the flooring, these shelves I gotta figure out, the underlayment, all that stuff. We got a little bit more over here. That's the stuff that's gonna go in the attic for the HVAC and everything like that. So now my point of attack, my plan here is one other thing that I did actually, is I took this. This is the AC one. We're not gonna have this. We're just gonna combine something. It might be a Nest thermostat. We're gonna put it over there. We're gonna replace that, just one. I'll patch this up, but I don't wanna mess this up too much because I wanna make sure that we know how everything goes. That's gonna be interesting. If we can get that all combined, that would be great. So the next thing that I kind of did here after I did all that, had some food, is up here at the top. I'm gonna try, lighting is probably terrible, but there was a huge crack. Huge, not a huge like in, width, but like in length. And you can barely kind of see it now. I'm trying to point it out to you. There's a little bit of stuff right there. It kind of went out, and you can kind of see it curve right there and then come back towards the wall and then curve again. I think it's just the house settling. I mean, it's not like, doesn't seem very serious, but it was definitely a noticeable crack, and I patched it up pretty good. I mean, I'm gonna hit it with the with the paint now because that's not painted. That area isn't painted. So I patched it up and now I'm gonna paint that. And then we have, this is kind of our line here to the right. I threw a little bit of paint, not over the crack though, like obviously. And then, so moving forward, I'm gonna try to paint over that where the crack was and then finish up this hallway ceiling. I don't know if I wanna paint this door. I really love to change the way that this door is, but we need to at least get a lock or something because that's not gonna fly, that little tie thing. But I don't know. If we keep the door, I will paint the door, but I don't know yet. I'm at least gonna paint the ceiling and then, you know, touch up some of this trim and these other doors. And then probably, I would say absolutely, today, I'm gonna try to come more into the living room here and probably start on the ceiling just because that'll make the most sense, even though I already did this wall. Probably need to touch up some places on this wall and maybe move that way as well. But just more painting, I think. But I'm gonna show this really quick because I put some pen marks on this wall and it was the part underneath here, right? Like the paint that was underneath here, and it is literally coming through the paint. So this one I even went over like twice. So I'm gonna need to figure out what to do with that. This isn't gonna matter that much because the reason I did this was I just wanted to put the TV right in the middle and I was looking for a stud, and you know that if this had to stay here, it wouldn't be the end of the world. This though, still probably won't matter, but I'd like to get it off there. It's just funny that like I put pen on the bottom of the wall, like, you know, the layer of paint that is painted over and you can still see it through this. So I don't know, never, you know, painted this much with, I don't know, like just interior water-based Behr Marquee paint or whatever. But that's the point I'm making, is that's Behr Marquee. The one is at least basically 2 coats over it and you can still see pen marks underneath. So maybe there's just some sort of weird chemistry going on there with pen ink, and hopefully I can get it off. But yeah, just a funny thing. So we're gonna probably get to painting here and just keep on going. Putting a little more work in, let's take a peek. All right, so a couple things. The first thing is, let's just go over here. I did a little bit more trim work. It just, again, just takes time and, you know, whatever. I don't know. The trim will be done as soon as it gets done, I guess. Okay, so there's that. Then over here, I painted this wall. So this is the hallway. We had this wall painted. I painted this one over here. And I cleaned it, so wiped it down with a rag and then hit it with the paint. I hope it's okay and not super dirty. I'm seeing right now some stuff here, but I'm pretty sure this is just from like the paint. Again, this is just the hardest. Like you couldn't draw up, I don't think, oh, I'm not a painter, okay, obviously, but you couldn't draw up a more difficult situation. Every surface is textured. We're painting the trim too. You know, I'm probably not using the right roller because if it's texture, I think you need to use like a little split roller thing. I'm just making it more difficult in some regards, and other things it's just like, this is just a difficult project, but we're moving through it. So I'll you know, more touch-up stuff, but you know, we at least have paint on that wall now. That is awesome. Terrific. I also, on the ceiling here, so my original plan was to, you know, kind of, I think I finished this ceiling. I don't think I said this. I finished in here. This ceiling is kind of done, other than, again, touch-up work. And then I was gonna come out here and start just painting like into the ceiling here, because I like to work ceiling then walls. This is a huge ceiling though. But I started cleaning this a little bit, like the ceiling here. And, you know, there's some like, you know, dust or whatever that I can get off. But then I like scrubbed like right here in the middle, and you probably can't really see it that well on camera, but I think there's definitely a good amount of like dirt or dust or something kind of up there, and I just hate cleaning, let alone cleaning a ceiling is really annoying. So I don't know. I'm just trying to keep moving forward and not do things that I absolutely don't like to do right now. So that's kind of where we're at on that. I know the lighting's terrible. I apologize. Okay, but yeah. So anyway, one random thing that I was going to do that I was thinking about is, like I said, we're going to combine these thermostats, and this one's going to be gone, and I guess I'm going to have to patch this with like maybe a little drywall piece or something. I don't know. But I was thinking about, this was an afterthought, and this is, you know, assumingly installed by the people that did the the air handler install, obviously, upstairs. And so that was kind of a shitty job that they did. And what I was going to do is I was going to see if I could pull this up. Obviously note the wires, maybe cut this or something. I don't know if that's a great idea. I haven't ran that past my dad yet, but my idea here is to just get this out and get this upstairs, because what we're effectively going to have to do, from what I understand, is I'm just going to go up there and inspect it. I was about to bring the attic ladder down and start working on it, just to take a look. But effectively what we're going to have to do is this will be gone. We'll take this wire, pull it up, and then drop it down over there, through that wall. It shouldn't be really that hard. I mean, everything's pretty much exposed up there. But I figure if I could get a jump on that, that'd be cool. The only thing I want to make sure of is a couple things. I want to make sure I note the way that these wires are in here. And, when I buy a thermostat, I got to make sure that it all, is compatible and everything. But I think there's definitely a way to combine these. So I think the certainty, there's 100% certainty that this won't be here. So I figured I would just get a jump on that, because I don't know, I don't want to clean the ceiling, and I can't paint for like hours and hours straight. So that's what I'm going to try to do next here. Another update here. We're just doing all sorts of fun stuff today. So here's what I did. Looked online. I figured, it's just a wire. I didn't really think I was going to get necessarily electrocuted, but I think the way this works is that there's a condenser outside. It gets powered somehow via like on the wall there or something like that. And there's a wire, I'll actually show you. There's a wire that comes through this closet. Terrible design, terrible installation, but there's a wire and all this other junk that comes through this closet. And this is the yellow wire, comes in downstairs, goes in the panel, it goes like upstairs. I think that's how I get the power to the air handler in the attic there. So then from that air handler, there's that brown wire that we saw that was just dangling here, and it was holding this guy. So this is the thermostat for the air conditioning. Like we mentioned, I just left everything intact here because I want to be able to, still know where those wires went. I just wanted to get this part of this thing going. So what I did was, this was dangling here. I turned the breaker off. I found the breaker that, brings that power upstairs for the air handler specifically. I turned it off. I cut this wire, just set this aside because we'll deal with that later for testing purposes and all that. And then I went up into the attic and I pulled that wire up into the attic because we're going to move it, effectively. I would think it's going to go over there. It's going to come, instead of just dropping down this wall, it's going to go over in the attic and come down there. Cool. And then I had this little hole here, and you can probably see on the last clip, it was like all janky and weird, literally just looked like it was knocked out. So I took my favorite tool here, the old multi-tool oscillating tool, and I just cut out a little square there. Because I'm pretty sure you're supposed to try to have like some sort of a usable shape when you try to patch something with drywall, even though I'm pretty sure this is plaster, but I think it's the same way. So I do have some drywall downstairs. I don't really think I have any mud, but maybe we'll at least try to cut out a square, because I think patching with drywall actually isn't that confusing. I think you just cut it out to the shape and then make sure you have some paper, and you just, the paper on the drywall, and you rip that piece off and just, it's just look it up, or I'll kind of show you. But yeah, I think it's relatively straightforward. I just don't think I have any mud to kind of put it on the wall. Little update here. It's in the afternoon now. Did a couple more things. I'm going to be heading out here because I need to go home and maybe edit some videos, do a bunch of other things. But a good bit of work today. I like staying here and getting at it right in the morning. But I mean, you can only work so much, I guess. I don't know. I mean, because again, just to kind of recap there, we painted the wall here in the living room, painted this other wall, took care of our little thing there with the thermostat. And then over here, I was up there in the attic a little bit, so I had the door open. I touched up sort of around the door, still haven't painted the actual door. And then just honestly really didn't do too much else. Tried to clean up in here a little bit more, straighten up some things. I'm gonna go wash out the paint stuff. And yeah, I mean, we are moving. Actually, one more thing, I still didn't get this, I tried to sand this off a little bit, and yeah, we're gonna have to just do something better there to get that off. But I mean, we're moving, and it's taken some time, but that's what we do. So that's pretty much the update. I'll just keep it short. That's all I got. Tomorrow I have to work at the restaurant, I think, for at least a couple hours. So I don't know when I'll probably be back, but probably maybe tomorrow night. But you will know because I will update you. Alrighty, today is Friday, November 19th. I worked in the morning, came here after, because at like 3 o'clock I was gonna sell the thing that was right there. It was like a big, I don't know, I'll throw a picture on the screen, a cabinet thing. So we sold that for 20 bucks. I was really surprised by that because I did not anticipate selling that. Apparently it was a great guy. He is interested in, I think he's doing like furniture restoration. I don't know. He said that's part of the thing that he likes to do. So awesome. He can have that. We didn't want that. That's fantastic. Less stuff in here. We're getting down to the very nitty gritty on stuff that we have left. Might as well just show you while I'm right here. The futon eventually will be gone, but there's a bunch of stuff on there right now. TV is technically already sold. Just waiting for pickup. This glass TV stand is actually pretty nice. I wish somebody would come get that. That would be great. Had a couple potential buyers, but didn't follow through. And then that rod over there, you know, whatever. Maybe that mirror too, because we're probably not going to use that one. And the treadmill is kind of just here because we're eventually going to turn this into a gym. But yeah, so we're getting close. We've definitely sold a lot of stuff, a lot of money. Not really, I'm not going to say a lot of money, but a good amount of money into the joint checking account because we need to pay bills. So excited about that. That is really all I did because I got on a phone call with an old coworker, and then I have to go to a football game now, high school football game. So, but what I did want to do briefly is kind of just talk about, I was supposed to go to Home Depot. I was going to go to Home Depot, but that didn't happen. So I'm going to go upstairs real quick and I'm just going to show you a couple things that I have running through my head today, and then we'll call it a night. So like I was saying, I wanted to go to Home Depot, didn't end up happening, but on my list is I'm gonna get, I think they have 10 packs, so I'm gonna get 2 of them for all of the outlets in here. Like on the upstairs specifically, we're gonna replace the outlet, and we're gonna replace the cover plate, obviously. We're gonna go with, if the lighting isn't terrible in here, we're gonna go with this guy right here. This was just like a test, so they're Leviton, I think is how you pronounce it. They're just like a decor style, so just a little bit different. They're gonna look nice. Obviously the cover plate isn't on this one, but if you watched an earlier vlog, you saw me do that. So we're gonna go with those everywhere. So I need to buy a bunch of outlets. I need to buy a bunch of cover plates. And then I also need to buy some Ethernet jacks for the walls in certain places. Like we're gonna, and again, don't do this. Don't write with pen on a wall and then think that interior paint will cover it up, because it won't, so I gotta get that off of there. But we're gonna have up here, this is the, see if I can get a better view of it here. This is the living room, and on this wall, we're gonna have somewhere up here an outlet and then an Ethernet jack. So we gotta do all that. I was just gonna grab some of those things today. I was also gonna get a vacuum filter for the shop vac that's downstairs, but didn't get to that, so. We'll do that soon, potentially tomorrow. I'm not sure if I have to work tomorrow, so that'd be great if I don't. But I don't know if I'll be here, if I'll be at Home Depot, or I'll be working on some stuff. I got a lot of videos to edit and things like that. But that's pretty much it. I just wanted to give an update since I was here. Didn't really do a lot, but there you go. And we'll see what happens next. Alrighty, it is Sunday, November 21st. Amanda and I came here for just an hour or so because I worked, and then I went to Home Depot. I gotta show you the Home Depot haul real quick. I will do that in a second, just talking about this because I don't have much time. We're kind of just finishing up the trim in here. So like all the trim work in the living room, lighting is kind of shitty, but it's looking really nice. Amanda did a great job on this bathroom trim here. I did a couple other pieces. I'm not sure if you're supposed to like throw caulking in some of these areas, but maybe we will in some of the window areas or something. I don't know, but it's looking way better. The one thing is we're still doing rough work like up in the attic. So this is gonna, you know, we're probably gonna have to touch this up because this is the attic. And we didn't paint that thing yet. The attic, what's it called? Like the attic little door, because we don't really know what we're gonna do with that. We might change it out or whatever, but did that. And then Amanda painted the pretty much like 1.5 of this door here, about 75% of it. And then I just finished it up here real quick. Looks great. It's gonna dry beautifully. We're gonna finish the trim on there. And then obviously we're into the living room here. We started the walls here the other day. We're gonna keep on going. We gotta clean first though, because the ceiling has a little bit of schmutz on it. And then the walls probably a little bit too. But yeah, eventually we'll get this mammoth thing out of the wall and we are moving and grooving. What's up, Amanda?
Hello.
Hello. How you doing? You like painting?
Yeah.
She likes painting. Let's talk about this briefly. Just our Home Depot haul. We got 20 of these Leviton tamper-resistant, just basically regular Decora style outlets. So we never have to deal with something like this ever again. Oh my God, unbelievably annoying. No ground, no ground hole in the that's the technical term in the outlet. So, and these just look better. So we're gonna throw a bunch of these. We're gonna replace every outlet with a white Decora thing here, the rectangle. We're gonna throw one of these cover plates on there. It's gonna look nice, just like in the hallway does right now. And then I bought 4 of these, but I think we're gonna need 6 for the entire house. These are like Ethernet jacks, right? So you put this in a wall, right, like so. Terrible lighting, apologize, but something like that. I'm actually not sure which way is right side up, but anyway, you put it in, and then that's the computer and so PC, printer, all that sort of shit. We're gonna run the Ethernet and everything, and we're gonna put those in the wall to have that as a nice just way to clean it up. And this is a shop vac filter, so I gotta put that on. And then I also bought this little guy right here. This is a Klein Tools, just a voltage thingy. So you just like turn it on or whatever, and then it tells you if there's shit going on. So yeah, cool. Need that so I don't die. But yeah, that's it. I have to run to a hockey game, and yeah, we'll probably be back here tomorrow, but I will let you know and update you the next time we do something. All right, it is Monday, November 22nd. In the afternoon, just got here a little bit ago. Did a couple things. So we installed a vacuum filter, great, that we bought yesterday. If you were watching, you saw the haul from Home Depot. And then after I installed the filter, I am now in the living room here, and we're taking care of some stuff. So let me show you. So we had a bunch more things in here before, and now we have less. So I moved a couple things around. Again, these walls are painted. We'll talk about that in a second. We'll talk about the walls in a second. But on the floor here, we have some tools. Some of these are my dad's, some painting stuff, and then obviously all that flooring, which I moved a little bit of it. And I'm not concerned about necessarily like it falling through the floor because it's been sitting here for a few weeks now. But it's also, if you do this though, I wouldn't recommend putting like all of this. From what I've heard from some people, I wouldn't recommend putting all of this on your floor like this for extremely long period of time, depending on a lot of factors. But in this case specifically, it's 1,700 pounds. It's spread out over, whatever that surface area is there, probably like 4 feet by like 12 feet or whatever. And also the joists in this floor run this way. So like from this left wall over here to this right wall. I think if the joists would have ran the other way, I feel like we might have had a little bit more of an issue, but like it's literally spanning, the thing. I'll let you know if anything happens, but I think we're good there. But I moved some of that stuff out of the way because I want to get a little bit more room to work in this room, because we need to finish painting this so we can start getting the floor laid all the way out into here and all this other stuff. I started cleaning over on this wall, and we need to clean the ceiling because it's a little dirty. I think there were, smoking at some point, long time ago, nothing recently. But I'm kind of cleaning. You can kind of see like a little bit maybe of the difference and stuff. But it just takes time to do that. And I need something longer that I can like get the ceiling with and all that. But we're cleaning everything off, and then we're going to paint everything. And hopefully we can kind of finish that up here, I don't know, within like 2 weeks max. Like by the end of, I don't know. I mean, we wanted to move in by Thanksgiving. That's not happening. But we could probably get in here, Hopefully by the time the furniture comes. That's if the furniture is actually still gonna come on that day, because I didn't get a confirmation or anything yet about that. But that is December 14th. And I know Amanda's super excited. I'm super excited too. But we gotta get in here, finish this painting and stuff like that, try to get some stuff out of here, then prep the floor and bring all the flooring through here. Once we have all the flooring through here, I'll be a lot more pretty happy with where we're at. But we also have a lot more to do. My dad's coming later this week. We got to run some Ethernet cable. We got to do some stuff up here, like in the, we're talking about in the HVAC. We got to kind of cut a bigger hole there. We're gonna do something different for that return. I'll talk to you about all of it, but that's where we're at. So I'm gonna get back to cleaning so we can keep going with this process. So it's later in the day here, just a bit of an update. Amanda and I went to Longhorn. Actually, let me back up. I was working, then my neighbor came over, rang the doorbell, had to help him with some technical stuff. Then I went and picked up Amanda. We went to Longhorn. It was yummy. Then we went to Home Depot and we bought a couple, really just one thing. We bought some paint and then we bought this guy right here to help with the scrubbing of hopefully like this wall and everything. Just like a Libman, some sort of scrubber thing and then a sponge attached to it. So hopefully that'll help kind of clean the rest of the walls here. That wall, like I was saying, was kind of, you can kind of see if I just zoom in. I don't want to mess with this light because it's hard to see, but you can see like right there, right below that register where it's like a little discolored. I took a rag to the whole wall and it looks a lot better. I mean, there wasn't like a ton of dirt on necessarily, just like a little kind of a thin layer. And we just wanted to clean it up before we lay the paint on there. So working on that, probably hit the rest of the walls, maybe try to do the ceiling. The one, you see that right there? That's a little weird how it's like kind of discolored, like just like one random strip. Not exactly sure what that is, but I will try to deal with that. And then, I don't know, it's not terrible. And when we paint over it, it'll be fine. But just cleaning, and then we're gonna be ready to paint in here. So very soon, moving along. That's probably it for tonight though. So yeah,